Sorry about that little minor cut. I just wanted to do a resync, just in case what I mentioned earlier about the desync happens. Also, I really should just make a save. Here we go. This is actually pretty big. I wonder what Digimon I'm gonna be facing. Oh, never mind. Cutscene. The tunnel just keeps going, you say? If it stays on course like that, you're going to end up in Roppongi, which would mean... You know, this reminds me of something else I've heard about before. As I mentioned before, Tokyo's ley lines stem from Mount Fuji, which is of course not all that a coincidence given that it's a sacred place. And that energy takes old highways like the Koshu Kaido and the Hokkaido to get to Tokyo from Mount Fuji. That energy joins up with underground waterways going along the highways that carry Mount Fuji's snow melt to Tokyo, flowing into the city together. One theory holds that the first place where that water appears above ground after reaching Tokyo happens to be where else but Nakano. Put simply, all the ley lines that flow throughout Tokyo could well be coming out of our own stomping grounds, believe it or not. Wouldn't that be amazing to think about if it turned out to be true? Oh, we finally reached it. Stop right there, don't go any farther. You're standing at the border of the municipality. Go any further and you'll be in central government territory. That's a hive we'd best not poke. Had me intrigued though, that's a hell of a thing to stumble into just walking around inside that tunnel. We aren't prepared just yet to pick that sort of fight. There's still too much we don't know. This little tangent of ours has gone on long enough, I think. Head back the way you came and regroup at the office. Though it's not as strong as give me a second. Though it's not as strong as we're used to, that tunnel is causing a digital shift. We should probably keep it locked up like before after all. I have no idea how I'm going to explain all of this to our client. No matter how you spin it, it'll probably all be a lot to take in. I won't be surprised if we come away looking even sketchier than we already do. Let's just let Detective Matayoshi deal with it. Some jobs are just best left to others. You're curious what exactly was beyond where you stopped? That makes two of us, believe me. Actually, while you were on your way back, I decided to look into it a little bit. Apparently what you found was a Kamishiro research lab of all things. Oh great. Oh, don't be dense. I told you, that area is under the jurisdiction of the central government. That's not the sort of place you wander into for fun. If nothing else, it indicates that Kamishiro and the government have a tighter relationship than what we previously suspected. Going after Kamishiro could well mean that we'd also be ruffling the government's feathers. That's why we can't be hasty right now. We'll do what we can to prepare and cross that bridge when we come to it. This is just a guess on my end, but I imagine it was Kamishiro that changed the password on that door and rendered it impossible to get open. They probably weren't counting on us being able to actually break in and snoop around. Knowing that, it could well serve as our ace in hole later when we give me a sec. I'm sorry, I need water. When the time does come to confront them, hopefully unawares. But again, let's not worry about hashing out the details until we have to, and just be grateful we have that up our sleeve if we need be. On that note, I realize this case is technically closed, But what do you say about heading over to Roppongi for me one more time? What for? I don't mean on official business. Rather, I'm keen on doing a little independent intelligence gathering for our own internal use. Surely you're interested in knowing why Kamishiro has built a research lab underneath the Tokyo Metropolitan Government building too, right? So how about you just walk on right through the front door there and see what you can find. Sound good? Oh, we're still doing it. Okay. So we're walking to the front door of a government building. I'm sorry for all the stutters and stops there. That was a lot of reading. Oh, are you here for a tour of the lobby? Please, come on inside. You must be confused. Let me explain. Construction on this new metropolitan building isn't entirely complete as of yet. Well, it was at one point. That is until a major firm came in and it was decided the upper floors merited additional construction. As such, while that's going on, the lobby here remains free and open to the public to visit. Did you make it inside the building? Alright, I get you. So they're alright with you hanging around the lobby. Well, that makes our work a little easier then. Go on in. All you need at this point is a terminal somewhere so you can infiltrate their systems. Piece of cake at this stage, I'd say. So once you find a terminal, just slip on in and work your magic like always. Wish I was there to see it myself. Seems like quite the sight. It reminds me of the Tower of Babel in a way. Guess I'm starting to ramble again though. Don't worry about me. Feel free to get back to work now. Alright. Now let's see what's going on here. City Hall Roppongi, wouldn't have expected that in my wildest dreams. Seems like anything can happen with Kamishiro backing it. Not that I would not that I should expect any less from a company like that. Okay. I see the place where I can actually log in or connect jump, so is something wrong out there? Oh, you found a terminal that's digital shifting a little? Huh. If this shift is weak, while it's still prominent enough for you to notice it, it could be a sign this place will turn into a labyrinth later on. Well, for now, try connect jumping into it. We have no idea what could be inside there, so stay on your feet, alright? So I guess I might be back here later. Right. First off, let's go get that item I saw. Bug recovery 3. Alright. Down, down. And now we go ahead into the next area. Oh shoot! Let's go, Mamon. Now that's a classic I haven't seen in a while. Ah man, I would really like an extra farm just to actually have all these Digimon. Oh, great, the Neater. Let's do a quick save. That's also wrong. I want to switch Digimon. Switch Kurisarimon for Clockmon. Actually, no. Clockmon's just it, actually. Chrono Breaker, okay. Because I remember what happened last session. And Chrono Breaker is pretty much my best bet on actually taking out these eaters. Should use Exhaust Flame, have a chance of gaining attack power. Alright, how much health are you gonna lose? Instant kill right there. Perfect. 30, 31, 20, 28. 40 Saruman, level 30. Perfect. Now I just need some memory ups. So you found an eater inside there after all. But you couldn't find any other evidence of note? You're not seeing the forest for the trees here. The fact that there was an eater inside the terminal at all is big evidence in and of itself. Regardless, let's call it a day here. Get on back to the office now. That was probably hard work going all over the place today, but thanks to you, I think I'm starting to piece it all together now. While you were out and about, I decided to measure the digital waves coming out of that building. And I found that the Metropolitan Government Building itself is one big digital wave force field. From what I can tell, energy is flowing straight into the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building via the ley line inside Nakano Underpass. So that underground lab Kamishiro has beneath the building is probably controlling the energy flow. You remember what I said about ley lines when you were inside that tunnel, don't you? There are two things at play here, the natural energy flow from the Earth along the ley lines, and digital waves emanating from a sea of electrons. If you can make a massive structure like the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building a hub for those things, then you can manipulate their flow. Why do they need to do it that way? Well, for one, digital waves might be invisible to the naked eye, but they have mass and therefore require a vessel. And the bigger the vessel is that contains those waves, the more energy you can build up. It probably also explains the new construction going on, as more space would mean that much more energy Kamishiro could stockpile. That extra energy would then go on to impact the building beyond the facility, hence the digital shift you ran into in the lobby. And with that, any good digital shift comes an eater, of course. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if that place goes labyrinthine eventually. But we don't have to be concerned about that threat anymore now that you've cleared that joint up. On the other hand, it's worrying in its own way that things resolved so cleanly this time. The fact that digital waves can be concentrated in such small quantities as to attract individual eaters and produce a micro labyrinth is scary. If you hadn't been there, it might well not have been caught until much later. The whole thing doesn't sit well with me at all. This case has taught us that there is technology that can mostly suppress large amounts of digital waves as they're built up and placed wherever. The deliberate and calculated nature of it all indicates that somebody's got big plans in the works, suffice it to say. This of course calls for more investigating. We need to figure out how long this has all been going on, and just what exactly it's for. Let's keep our eyes peeled as we move forward. We're onto something here, I know it. Oh, that's a lot of reading. Almost Cyber Sleuth. Alright. Now all that's left is to go deal with the thing at Kerr Cafe. But we got another farm development kit, so I may as well use that up. Oh, finally, you can add an island. Perfect. Let's raise camp for everyone here. now that I got another island, I can do more Digivolutions. Okay. I'm pretty much just skipping most of these just because we've already seen them all. We do have a few new ones though. Actually, how many have I done? That's 9. We've done 5. Okay, let me move Otamamon to the empty slot. Let's keep on converting. Yeah, let's go ahead and convert the ones that are over 100% by now. Poyomon. Tentomon. I guess I can get Gazimon because we don't have that one. Okay. Now move these to the new island. Shoot. There we go. Perfect. Let's see, it's still 5860, so that's not gonna be for a while. But I think it's time to actually digivolve some of the Digimon on Farm Island, on the first Farm Island. Demimon, let's go with your ability. ABI 3. I actually don't know how to level. I think that just levels up as I digivolve. Ice Devimon. Nice. Let's see. Okay, that'll be a while. Okay, Impmon, we can go for... Oh, I can go for Black Godmon. You're maxed out though, so... Go for this one. Wizardmon. Yes! I remember this one. So depressing. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, Adventure 1 actually has a pretty heartbreaking scene with Wizardmon. Ankylomon. Alright. Lotmon is next. Alright. Granted, that wasn't the one I was expecting to get there. I can actually still digivolve to Terriermon though, but I'll leave him as is. Nanimon, I still need level 30, you're level 20. Ogremon. Again, still... Yokomon. You're maxed out. Cam 10, Cam 10. Alright, you know what, for now I'll just do another Electamon. Oh, alright. Let's leave and go to the Kerr Cafe. They're fine. I was thinking about going back and just healing them, but They've got health, and only like two of them have low SP, but that's fine.